We are going to learn about factoring common factors. And to know how to factor common factors, you will need to know what the GCF is. The GCF is the greatest common factor. If you do not know what the GCF is or how to find it, please watch the video on finding the GCF with variables, which is linked below. So let's say we have the problem 18x cubed plus 10x. How do we factor the common factors out? The first step is to find the GCF of these numbers. So let's look at 18 first. 18 can be broken down to 2 and 9. 2 cannot be broken down any further, but 9 can be broken down into 3 and 3. Since 3 is a prime number, 3 cannot be broken down any further. So the prime factors of 18 are 2, 3, and 3. Now, let's look at 10. 10 can be broken down into 2 and 5. Since 2 and 5 are prime factors, they cannot be broken down any further. So the prime factors of 10 are 2 and 5. Now, we have to separate 18x cubed and 10x into the factors that make them up and the variables they have. Since the prime factors of 18 are 2, 3, and 3, 18x cubed equals 2 times 3 times 3 times x times x times x. Since the prime factors of 10 are 2 and 5, 10x equals 2 times 5 times x. Now, let's see what these two have in common. Both of them have 1, 2, and 1x in common. We get 2 times x, which equals 2x. So the GCF is 2x. So what we're going to do is that we are going to write 2x with the parenthesis next to it. Now, we see what each term divided by 2x is. So the first term is 18x cubed. So I will do 18x cubed divided by 2x, which equals 9x squared. So I will write 9x squared in the parenthesis. The next term is 10x. So I will do 10x divided by 2x, which is 5. So I will write plus 5 in the parenthesis. So our answer is 2x times 9x squared plus 5. Now, let's check our work. Let's see if we did it correctly. And we check our work by distributing it back. 2x times 9x squared equals 18x cubed, and 2x times 5 is 10x. We get 18x cubed plus 10x, which was the same as the problem. Therefore, 2x times 9x squared plus 5 is the correct answer. Let's try another example. Let's say we have the problem 30xy to the fourth plus 6x cubed y squared minus 42y. How do we factor the common factors out? The first step is to find the GCF of these three numbers. So let's look at 30 first. 30 can be broken down into 5 and 6. 5 cannot be broken down any further, but 6 can be broken down into 2 and 3. Since 2 and 3 are prime numbers, they cannot be broken down any further. So the prime factors of 30 are 2, 3, and 5. Now, let's look at 6. 6 can be broken down into 2 and 3. Since 2 and 3 are prime numbers, they cannot be broken down any further. So the prime factors of 6 are 2 and 3. Now let's look at 42. 42 can be broken down into 2 and 21. 2 cannot be broken down any further. However, 21 can be broken down into 3 and 7. Since 3 and 7 are prime numbers, they cannot be broken down any further. The prime factors of 42 are 2, 3, and 7. Now, we have to separate 30x times y to the fourth, 6x cubed y squared, and negative 42y into the factors that make them up and the variables they have. Since the prime factors of 30 are 2, 3, and 5, 30x y to the fourth can be broken down into 2 times 3 times 5 times x times y times y times y times y. Since the prime factors of 6 are 2 and 3, 6x cubed y squared can be broken down into 2 times 3 times x times x times x times y times y. Since the prime factors of 42 are 2, 3, and 7, 42y can be broken down into 2 times 3 times 7 times y. Now, let's see what all three of these have in common. All three have 1, 2, 1, 3, and 1 y in common. We get 2 times 3 times y, which equals 6y. So the GCF is 6y. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to write 6y with the parenthesis next to it. Now, we see what each term divided by 6y is. So the first term is 30xy to the fourth. So I will do 30xy to the fourth divided by 6y, which equals 5xy cubed. So I will write 5xy cubed in the parenthesis. The next term is 6x cubed y squared. So I will do 6x cubed y squared divided by 6y, which equals x cubed y. So I will write x cubed y in the parenthesis. The next term is negative 42y. So I will do negative 42y divided by 6y, which equals negative 7. So I will rewrite negative 7 in the parenthesis. We get our answer to be 6y times 5xy cubed plus x cubed y minus 7. Now, let's check our work. And we check our work by distributing it back. 6y times 5xy cubed is 30xy to the fourth. 6y times x cubed y is 6x cubed y squared. 6y times negative 7 is negative 42y. We get 30xy to the fourth plus 6x cubed y squared minus 42y, which is the same as the problem. Therefore, 6y times 5xy cubed plus x cubed y minus 7 is the correct answer. Let's try another example. Let's say we have the problem 21x minus 19y. How do we factor the common factors out? The first step is to find the GCF of these numbers. So let's look at 21 first. 21 can be broken down into 3 and 7. Since 3 and 7 are prime numbers, they cannot be broken down any further. So the prime factors of 21 are 3 and 7. Now, let's look at 19. Let's think about what we can break down 19 to. 19 is a prime number, so it cannot be broken down any further. Now remember, 1 is not a prime number. The definition of a prime number is a number that has two factors, while one only has one factor. Therefore, the prime factors of 19 is just 19. Now, we have to separate 21x and negative 19y into the factors that make them up and the variables they have. Since the prime factors of 21 are 3 and 7, 21x equals 3 times 7 times x. Since the prime factors of 19 are 19, 19y can be broken down to 19 times y. Now let's see what these two have in common. They have nothing in common. They have different numbers and different variables. So what do we do in this case? What do we do when they have nothing in common? Well, the answer is that we leave the problem the way it is. The answer is 21x minus 19y. There is nothing to factor out. We can't simplify this any further.